Hello folks, Jason Chrisman here, JC's Bees, your Central Ohio beekeeper. It's a pretty brisk morning here. It's the first in a while, really. We're sitting at about 27, 28 degrees right now, and it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I need to get some sugar, dry sugar, on some of these hives. And, you know, we've seen many of these videos where people say you shouldn't open the hives when it's cold. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. And that is, a colony without food, whether it's cold or not, is in dire straits of needing food. So if you don't open your hive when it's cold to check your sugar, your mountain camp method, you could be putting your bees in jeopardy, and nobody wants to do that. And I've got a few nucs over here that I have yet to add dry sugar to, and I'm going to pop the lids this morning at 27, 28 degrees. And we're going to add some dry sugar. I've had my feeding shim on, a month and a half now. I just haven't taken the time to add dry sugar. And hopefully that hasn't bit me. And when I say that, I mean hopefully I haven't lost any of the bees in these colonies due to my lack of responsibility in getting dry sugar in there. Now, one of them is a single nuc box. And that one's the one that's got me worried the most. But, you know, if they did die, it's only my fault for not doing what I should have done. So let's take a couple minutes now. We'll go over here and get the bees opened up. I'm not going to use any smoke. I'm going to try and not wear my veil, but we'll see how that goes. I imagine at 28 degrees they're probably clustered, but I could be wrong. Bees do surprise us a lot. So let's pop these covers, add a sheet of paper, and pour on some dry sugar. Okay, so these are the nucs. Ladybug. She's like, that's my dog food scoop, Dad. What are you doing? Anyway, these are the nucs in question here that I need to get the dry sugar on. You see the dry sugar, Ladybug's dog food scoop, which she just told on me. Here's what a feeding shim looks like. It's basically just furring strips, 3/4 of an inch thick, 1.5 to 2 inches wide, and this just allows room for dry sugar. And that dry sugar is going to absorb any moisture that comes into the colony versus it building up on the inner cover and dripping back on the bees. That's what's deadly to bees, getting wet, not getting cold. So we're going to go ahead and pop these open. You can see, here's my feeding shim. There's my feeding shim. Oh, don't have one on that one. And that one don't have one either. So we'll fix that. I got a couple laying around here. We'll get on there. But I want to pop them open and get this dry sugar on. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've did is I couldn't find any newspaper. So I got some computer paper here. And I've cut it down to size so that it fits in the squares of my shims. Pop this lid off. Pop the inner cover off. You can see bees down in the bottom box. Throw my paper in there. Give you a view of what this looks like here. Throw me another piece of paper in there. Like so. And you can see I did still have a frame feeder. So all they got here in the top box is 4 frames, 4 deep frames. So I want to make sure and concentrate my sugar over on this side. Because if I put it over here, it's just going to fall down in the feeder. Another little tip, I like to jab a couple little small holes. Just for bees to bore out and make easier access to getting up to the sugar when they need it. Okay, so let me open up the sugar and we'll pour it on. Ladybug, this isn't your food, honey. Get back. Ladybug make you think I only feed her sugar. And that isn't the case, folks. We're gonna make a nice pile of sugar over here. Like so. And do the same thing on that side. More sugar on my scoopy and put on some more. There we go. It looks pretty good. Now I'm going to be quick. Get the inner cover back on. Throw on the lid. And the brick. Now, you noticed I didn't pop the top box off. I didn't pull any frames. That's not nothing you want to mess with during a cold spell. First of all, your honeycomb is extremely brittle when it's cold, and you don't want to start breaking comb. Very easy to do if you touch it when it's cold. So we're going to leave everything as it is, move to this next one, which I'm a little bit scared to open, I ain't going to lie to you. Oh, don't look good, folks. Right there you go. Dead bees. At least they look dead. If you've seen my video on torpor, you might know that this is kind of what torpor looks like in a sense. The bees look dead, they're motionless, they're not moving around, but at the same time, I've seen the dirt rooster many years ago get a cold spell down there south, in the south, and he thought a colony was dead. He dumped them out. The sun came out later and the bees started to fly. That's what torpor is. They look lifeless. So I think just for insurance, because I don't know, I'm going to put a piece of paper over here on this side and add some dry sugar. Now the first of the week is supposed to warm back up, and I will come back and see if they've moved any. Wow, you can't even tell from the camera that I put sugar on there, but I did. Here. So inner cover, outer cover. Done with number 2. Moving on. Oh, I see bees moving around in this one. 28 degrees and bees are moving around. You see that? 28 degrees, folks. And looky what we got. Bees. You see that? 28 degrees. Do they look like they're dying because I opened them to the cold? Doesn't look that way to me. Do they look aggravated that I opened it? It's not stinging me. I'm gonna say no. Shake her off. I was gonna pull that top box, but I guess I will leave it and add the dry sugar up here. Just because I don't have my veil on, and I don't really want to get all stung up in the face right now. Not that I ever do, but you know what I mean. So, there's our paper. We'll add a couple little slits. And we'll pour on our dry sugar. Now, one thing I want to point out, you can see if you look right down here, there is an upper entrance, and I've got it facing down. And my thoughts are on that, as the moisture comes up, and either absorbed by this paper or into the sugar, it also has a way to exit, and that's out that entrance. Now if you put it up at the top, my thoughts are the sugar and the paper could restrict the moisture from getting out that upper entrance. Could be wrong. Love to hear your thoughts on that. And look, the sugar poured down through the little hole I made. There we go, all closed up. On to this next one. And this one is the one that has the guardian entrance. And I planned on removing that just because I figured, you know, snow and ice clustering down there around that bottom entrance, it's going to break. But we haven't really had much of either the snow or the ice, so it's still on there. Let's open it up, see what it looks like. Take off the outer cover. Got bees in here moving around. Can you hear them? Boy, I sure do. Let me grab my shim and we'll throw it on here and close this back up. Okay, so apparently I've used all the shims that I have right here without running to get more. So what we're going to use is I've got my Seracell nuc feeder, and I've popped out the feeders. We're going to use it for our shim. We're going to put it on just like so. And I've only got the one piece of paper here to finish this off. So we'll dump their sugar. Here they come. What the hell's going on up here? I can't believe it. How active they are at 27, 28 degrees. Well, I don't want to diddle around. Get it closed back up. We'll put our notch facing down on the inner cover. Lid back on. And we'll throw on this outer lid and call her done. The brick back over here. Whammo bammo. Those ones are all closed up. And now I just need to come back and check them and make sure everything's all right. Now I do want to mention that these hives have had random OA treatments since about September. The last treatment being first week of December, if I remember correctly. So if this single nuc has died, I can't say that I blame it on mites. I would say I would blame it on lack of food. Now if I take my hand, put here under the back of the colony, kind of lift up on it, it does feel like it's got some weight to it. And that's one way to judge how much food is in your colonies. If you get used to just lifting the back edge to feel how they feel, over time you'll build up the ability to judge how much food they have left. Let's go over here and look at the entrance, see if any bees are going in or out. Nope. Well, I can sure hear them when they're going to town, buzzing and all that good stuff. So that's how you add food when it's cold. You just get in there, you get it done, and you do feel better afterwards, because you know it's been in the back of my mind for a good month that I needed to get this done. But every time I had free time. It was raining, so it didn't really work out. But I got her done today and I feel good about it. And hopefully this video can build your confidence to checking your hives when it's cold. You got to be quick. Don't break boxes apart. Don't be pulling frames. Open the top lid, pour on your dry sugar, and get out. That is the routine. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if so, throw it a big thumbs up. That'll help boost it in the YouTube search ranks and make it easier for other beekeepers to find. If you haven't subscribed, please take a minute and do so, and make sure you click on that little bell. Now, I do want to also mention that YouTube's made some changes to the bell. You can now go to anybody you follow's channel, and right beside the subscribe button is this little bell. If you click on it, a little box is going to pop up, and you get to select how often you want to be notified of new releases. For instance, one of the options is all, so you can be notified of all notifications. So if you got a minute, go over to my channel. There's a link down in the video description, and just confirm that all is selected if you want to see all of my content. That would be appreciated on my end, and if you enjoy my videos, probably be appreciated by you to be able to see everything I release. So make sure you tune in next week. We'll be doing a Rate My Hive setup. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that, so this will be episode 2 coming up next week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, folks. Have a good week.
Ladybug, what are you doing? What are you doing, Ladybug? I give you hugs, Ladybug.
See Ladybug's bow, and she purty girl. She's purty girl. It's actually off the Christmas tree, but she looked pretty good packing it around. Don't you, girl? Come on, let's go.